Hello guys, it's Center. Today we're doing another video. This time is a special one. This is my 15-year YouTube anniversary. This video I'm just going to be kind of rambling. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's just going to be one take. As far as like the visuals go, it's just going to be my channel logo the whole time. You can finally see how low res it actually is. Yeah, this image is not high quality, but works in the small icon area that YouTube gives us, so that's fine. Yeah, 15 years on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of people who watch me are newer to my channel and probably think I'm sort of newer because I kind of shifted my content a bit a couple of years ago, so probably think I'm newer, or if you see how many videos I made, you might think I'm like, been around a while, but not this long, not 15 years. Yeah, I started this channel on July 17th, 2009. It's now July 17th, 2024. And I didn't just make this account and like comment or whatever on videos for like years. No, I made my first video on the 23rd of July, also in 2009. So yeah, I've been actively making videos since then. The longest break I've ever taken was in 2020 when I took off 2 months. That's the longest I've ever been gone. So I've never really taken that big of a break from YouTube. And kind of what I want to talk about here is that I feel like I just have a unique perspective on YouTube because I've been around for a long time. Both, I mean, back then it was just a different site, but also the fact that I've just been here for so long, and also, I'm not a big channel yet. I've kind of kept going. I feel like that gives me maybe a bit of a different perspective than most people, because I feel like most people who've been around this long are, well, one, uncommon, but two, they're bigger channels. So I think my perspective might be a bit different than most when it comes to this stuff. So I guess I'll just start off by saying, why do I even make videos? I mean, again, I'm not a big channel. I'm not really aiming to be a big channel, though, either. But yeah, so why do I make videos? I just like to. That's all there is to it. I just like to make videos about things that I like. That's really all there is to it, honestly. So like Beyblade, Bakugan, Battleman, I like talking about them, so I talk about them. If I was trying to be like a big YouTuber, I would definitely make my videos in a much different way. For example, Beyblade, like, I'm not gonna sit here and make videos, because I make a couple videos on like color design for Beyblade, like, no shot I do that. No, I'd be doing, well, unboxings, of course, which I do unboxings, but I don't do them, I think, in a traditional sense. I talk about different stuff with them. Generally speaking, but yeah. Also, news videos. I do technically do news videos once a month, assuming there is news, but it's more just discussing my own thoughts on these things. And while I do give the news by proxy, I'm not really trying to be a news channel. Otherwise, I'd be making news videos again, like, multiple months. Anytime, like, any little thing happens, you make a news video. It's just how it kind of goes. And, of course, the biggest thing, I'd actually do battle videos. For those who don't know, I have not done a battle video since August 2015, while I was waiting for my first order of Beyblade Burst to come in from the first wave of them. It's been almost 9 years since I've done a battle video. I've never done one for Burst or X. Hasn't happened, not planning on it. I just don't do that on this channel, so, or any other channels. This is my only channel that I, like, use, so, anyway. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of stupid to try and make a channel and get big off it if you're, if you're doing Beyblade and not doing battles. That's really stupid. So yeah, I clearly just don't care all that much about that. Now, that's not saying I don't want people to watch my videos. Of course I want people to watch. It's just I don't expect a large audience for these videos. Again, that's fine. And I feel like it's kind of just the point of YouTube. Back in the day, YouTube was just something people uploaded on just for fun. It was just for fun. I'll build some videos with their friends, doing stuff, or, people talk about stuff like, again, Beyblade, Bakugan, things like that have been around since back then, and, people talk about them, but they were just talking about them, or, showing stuff they got. It was kind of closer to how I do videos now, I feel. Now, I do stuff, again, like color design for Beyblade, like, that's probably not something people will talk about back then, but it's just something that I'm interested in, so I talked about it anyway. But yeah, it does still embody what YouTube was, just talking about stuff you felt like talking about. Like this video is just me talking about stuff I want to talk about. With no script, I'm just sitting here talking. That's how it was back then. And don't get me wrong, YouTube videos have gotten much, much better nowadays, but I do kind of still just miss the vibe of back then, because no one was here to make money. We were all just having fun making stuff. Now everyone wants to make, videos that are going to make them successful, to make this either into a career or at least like a side thing for them. Yeah, that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm not trying to hate on these people or anything, like, you do you. But for me personally, that's just not what YouTube's all about. It's just about making videos that you want to make. If I just didn't want to make videos anymore, I would stop. I'd be done. I would just quit. But I don't want to, so I'm still making videos. That said, things like Weekly Blazes, I've mentioned this recently, but I'm going to shift to making those like only unlisted videos. I'll have a playlist for them, but I might do more videos like this where they're just unlisted. You can find them on my channel if you really want to see them, but they won't be like outwardly on my channel, not clogging out my public videos. I'm not doing this because I'm like, oh, well, these might, really be a big problem for views and stuff. It's more just I don't think they really fit well on my channel at this point. And I do like to have like a standard on my channel, I guess you could say. And I feel like those aren't quite fitting. And I've had this problem. Ever since I really brought them back, where I'm like, I kind of don't want to do them because of that, but I also just like talking about stuff. So I'm like, it seems like a good compromise. That way I could still feel like I'm uploading stuff that I actually feel, good about, while still making the other stuff I like to make. Just they're just not, publicly just sitting out there. You're not getting notified whenever I put out these videos. They're just there for people who want to watch them, but they're not, just out in the open constantly. I thought it was a good compromise, but as far as other videos go, again, things I actually want to make. I don't care how niche it is. If it's not going to get any views, I'm making it anyway if I want to. Again, so I've talked about some very niche stuff for things like, Beyblade or Battleman or even Bakugan. I mean, I made a whole Battleman video about, like, the extra, like, Kolomaru DX arms being used as, like, a grip and stabilizer on Kolomaru Energy DX. Like, who's going to make a 10-minute video about that? Probably no one else except me, because I just like to make videos about things I'm interested in. And again, that's just the fun of it for me. I don't care if it's not something that's, like, going to do, like, crazy numbers. That's fine. I just want to make the videos I want to make. So, with that said, I think this kind of goes back to a few years ago where I kind of had a shift in mindset for videos, because I feel like I was making videos the same way for a long time. Like back in like 2015 was like the peak where I just like get stuff, I make videos on it, maybe talk about stuff here and there, but that was kind of all I was doing, was getting stuff, making videos on them, and I feel like I kind of just kept doing that. And in 2021, I feel like it was noticeable because I just wasn't uploading much at all. And it was just kind of when I was getting stuff, and I feel like my videos themselves were getting better by that point, but I just wasn't making many videos. But I wanted to make more. I wanted to talk about stuff. But like, are people gonna care? But I realized, you know what? Who cares? I'll make them anyway. So that was what started in 2022. Earlier in the year, I started doing that, and then as the year progressed, I further just said, yeah, let's just go all in on that and see what happens with it. And that's what I've been doing for a couple of years now. It's been enjoyable. I've been having fun just making the videos I actually want to make, things I want to talk about, even if they're like really, really niche. They're just fun to talk about. So that's why I do it, and that's why I kind of shifted my videos to kind of better accommodate that. And it's fun to like still be able to kind of evolve and do new stuff after this long. And I do have to thank Bakugan for that. I will just say, because I started this channel, for those who don't know, my name, the Chow part of my name, it comes from Chow from Sonic Adventure 2. That's how I started making videos, was because of that. And honestly, back in 2009, I was pretty inconsistent, and then 2010 I was as well for a while. I started doing Bakugan briefly, then stopped, but then I'm like, I could maybe do that more often. And I feel like Chow phased out by like end of summer 2010. I still did it from time to time, but I feel like it was never really a mainstay after that. Bakugan really propelled me to keep going, and then of course Beyblade eventually came in to help. And of course I did a lot of other things since then. Of course Ballman more recently, But I feel like, yeah, it was Bakugan that kind of kept me going. Otherwise, I don't know, I might have just lost interest or whatever. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I'd say for video stuff. But that's another thing I want to talk about, though, is just kind of like phasing out from YouTube. I noticed a lot of channels of my size, or smaller, maybe even a bit bigger. I have this thing I call the 2-year rule, where it kind of doubles as just being, well, around the 2-year mark, but also kind of a 2-year span of like 1 to 3 years. I feel like a lot of channels appear, well, some will make a couple of videos and just disappear after like a month or whatever. But I mean, channels that seem like they're actually trying to make videos trying to make some interesting stuff. I feel like after, again, kind of like 1 to 3 years, again, kind of that time span, that's why I call it the 2-year rule, they just stop. They'll make videos for some amount of time in that range, and then they just disappear, and after that they either just never return, or they make videos like every like year or two, or like maybe a couple of years. It's very, very infrequent. They kind of just stop, and yeah, I guess, I don't know if they just, got busy, because, I mean, a lot of people probably start when they're like in high school or whatever, lost interest, maybe just, they're hoping to get bigger on YouTube and it just didn't happen, I don't know, but I just noticed that's like a thing that happens a lot with smaller channels, and part of the reason why I want to make a video is talking about that I've been here for 15 years, like, yeah, no, I'm not one of those small channels that's just going to vanish after a while. No, I've been here a long time, for those who don't know, so yeah, it's been interesting for sure. I've seen a lot of channels kind of do similar things to me that have, kind of taken that route of, coming up, doing some stuff, I liked watching them, and then they just kind of vanish, that goes through, Beyblade, Bakugan, even Bottleman to some degree. I just see these channels appear, I'm like, oh, hey, they're making some cool videos, and then they just vanish. I'm like, oh, them, alright. Happens a lot. Being here since 2009, I was here when Bakugan was, like, very, very new in general. So I've seen multiple different generations of Bakugan YouTubers start and end. It's been interesting to watch for sure, but yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but I kind of get it. Again, if it's not something that's like sustainable, I understand maybe shifting away from it if you're busy and whatnot, but and that's kind of another thing, I guess, is why I think some people probably do try to make this into a career, whether it's their main thing or just a side thing, because then they could justify, putting more time into this stuff, make money from it, and unfortunately, again, it does kind of lead to, more generalized content, because, again, if you want to, appeal to the most people possible, well, you have to make videos that are just kind of easily accessible, and that's not me trying to say people are, like, stupid or whatever, and, like, oh, they can't understand, more interesting stuff, no. It's just that people have different interests, again, people want to watch, battles. Some want to hear more in-depth thoughts. Maybe people care about competitive, or they just want to hear about design, or they just want to keep up with, like, new stuff. And to kind of appeal to most people, if you make generalized content, you kind of can touch on most of these things. It makes sense. It's pretty obvious, I feel. But, yeah, plenty of people do that, and can do well, from it. They can make money off of their hobby, and it's cool and whatnot. For me personally, I'm just here making the videos I want to make, because again, that's just what I want to talk about, and what interests me. And yeah, I think that's what YouTube just should be about. Again, if your goal is to, maybe try and make this into at least like a side thing or whatever, to make some money, that's fair. Again, I'm not trying to hate on them, but for me, I just feel like it's all about what you want to do, and for what I want to do, again, it's just being able to make the things I want to talk about, and again, it's just what I do. So I think that's most of the stuff I wanted to say. It's just, again, this is just like a very, again, unscripted, I'm just saying whatever I want to say. I actually used to do these anniversary videos like every year. I did those until the 10-year mark. I made montages for a while. Thought about doing another one for that, but I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Like, my best arguments I've made for why certain products are good and bad? That'd be stupid. So I figure instead of doing a montage for, like, the past 5 years since I've done one of these, I'll just sit down and talk. I'll probably do another one of these at like the 20-year mark, assuming I'm still around by then. I should be. I don't imagine I wouldn't be, but anyway. Just want to sit down and talk about stuff. But yeah, just want to talk about video making, just kind of my thoughts on things, just my own perspective a little bit. Just how I view YouTube, what it should be. Again, it might be like an old school thing, because I know a lot of people do these, like they have sponsorships and it's like run like a proper business. It's crazy. I would not have expected that back in 2009, but yeah, for me it's just still a site to upload whatever I want, as I did back then. Before I end this off though, now I've generally just handled all of YouTube stuff by myself, but there was one person that I do want to thank that, they technically didn't, like, make these videos or, like, support in, like, recording them or, editing or whatever, but, like, they were always around when I made videos, always around, when well, on occasions I did actually do any editing, they were around, when I was conceptualizing videos, just thinking of stuff or whatever, just around when I was doing anything with YouTube a lot of the time, and that was, my cat Odie. She was, She was around before I started YouTube. She was born on September 11th, 2006, so almost 3 years before I started my YouTube channel. And every time I make videos, yeah, she was always around, sitting around here somewhere. Sometimes she'd, knock into the tripod or, like, go on camera. She did a lot back in the day. Yeah, she was always around when I was, doing YouTube stuff. And unfortunately, she did pass back on September 5th of 2023. But she was here for over 14 years of me doing YouTube. She saw a lot of stuff for sure. She always viewed my videos before anyone else in that sense. So yeah, it was just nice to have her around for all that stuff. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, unfortunate that she's not here. She lived a full life at the very least, but yeah, it has been a little bit weird to make videos and not looking around, not looking around to see where she is and what she's doing. Trying to make sure she doesn't knock into the tripod. We always had our battles with that. Like I'd be talking and trying to hold her off. It was always fun, but yeah, she was always great to have around. And yeah, I just want to give a special thanks to her for being around for all that. But yeah, anyway, I think that's about it for my 15-year anniversary. Not as grand as the last one I did for 10 years with the whole montage and whatnot, but I figure, you know what, just sit back and talk for a while. I think that's fine enough. I mean, most of what I do nowadays for YouTube videos is just talking. So I thought it made sense to make a video like that where I just talk about stuff. I don't know how well this video will do, but hey, you know what? Well, that's fine. Again, it's a very occasional thing anyway, so it's not technically up to par with my other videos. It's fine. So, well, that said, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about with YouTube stuff. Just my own outlook on things, kind of what I do. So, yeah, I don't think I have any extra thoughts. After this, videos will be continuing as normal. Well, kind of. I actually have a special video. I'll mention this right now. Kind of the first official announcement of it, I feel. But I will be doing a Bakugan video, Bakugan Armors, the Lost Bakugan series. It's a video that I'm actually putting a decent bit of effort into. Nothing crazy, but I am trying on this one quite a bit to make it good. But that one will be going up on July 23rd, the 15-year anniversary of my first ever video. I did think it'd be cool to have a really special video to go up for that. So yeah, that'll be in a few days, 6 days from now. So that'll be fun. And then after July, I'll just be kind of going back to what I normally do, and that'll be that. So again, I guess another 5 years, maybe I'll make another video like this. Maybe my thoughts will have changed or something, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do a completely different video. Who knows? But for now, that's all for this video. So yeah. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching. And bye-bye.